Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about my rod and reel arsenal for the beginning of 2021. Hope you enjoy. Alright, first things first, we're going to be talking about my go-to musky rod. This is an 8-foot St. Croix Mojo musky. This is a heavy fast action with a Abu Garcia Revo Toro S60. Have that spooled up with 80-pound braid. This is probably my go-to setup just because it's really nice. It's a smooth reel. I've had this reel for about 4 years, the rod for about 2. It's my go-to musky rod. Alright, keeping up with the musky rod theme, this is kind of my other musky rod. This is my 8-foot Shimano Sojourn with a Dio Alexa WN300 with the power handle. This is a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. Got a little depth rater on there. Again, spooled up with 80-pound braid. It's kind of how I fish all my rods and reels. This one, I don't really recommend Daiwa reels. They're okay, but like whatever you want to like. Okay. The next rod is just an HT Magnum power rod. I don't even really know what I'm supposed to do with this rod. I used to use it for my musky rod, but it's only 6.5 feet long, so doesn't quite get the job done, but I've caught some fish on it. It's nice and has actually a lot of backbone to it. It's a pretty sturdy rod. Alright, moving on. This is, I don't even know, this is a platinum little, I don't even know what this thing is. I have 2 of them. Probably not going to show the other one because it looks exactly like this. I don't know, I just mainly use these for panfish, bass, whatever. If you want, I'm going to be doing a challenge, a bass fishing challenge where I only use this rod in the future, so stay tuned for that video. Well, we'll see what happens with that one. Alright, and this is kind of this is just one of my spinning rods. This is a Matsuo. That's all I really know about it. It's just some kind of weird bass spinning rod. It's a 2-piece. I mainly just use this one if I'm going to go fish. If I'm like driving on a trip or something. Bring this thing with me and just, you know, just to be able to throw a line somewhere. And alright, next up, my main panfish rod. This is a Pfluger Try-On combo. This is a really nice rod, actually. It's got this one's actually broken, but I just cut it off, and then these Try-On reels are really nice. I really recommend Pfluger reels, especially for the bass size. These are really great reels. Make sure you check them out. Alright, moving on to my go-to spinning rod. This is a 13 Fishing Code Silver rod. Got this one spooled up with 15-pound braid. I pretty much use this for pike, bass, walleye, whatever I really feel like fishing for with it, but it's a nice go-to rod. It's a 6.5 footer. This isn't a very expensive rod, too. This is only about a $50 rod. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to use it. Alright, moving on. This is one of my favorite rods. This is a 7-foot 10-inch heavy power St. Croix Bass X rod. This is a pretty big rod, being that it's 7'10". I mainly use it for musky fishing. This thing has a really nice backbone to it. It actually is rated 1 to 4 ounces, so you can really chuck your musky baits with it. It's This is a $110 rod. I highly recommend it to someone who's maybe new to the sport of musky fishing. You can just put this, grab your bass reel, spool it up with 50-pound braid, and you can catch the muskies with this thing. Alright, last but not least, my main bass rod. This is a 6.5 foot medium Berkeley cherry wood HD rod. This is a really nice little rod, and I have that paired up with an Abu Garcia Black Max Gen 3 with these. The only thing I don't like about the new Gen 3 that Abu Garcia is doing is those new little rubber paddle handle things. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of that, but other than that, it's a very nice little setup. I mainly am going to use this for Texas rigs and really rattle traps, pretty much whatever I feel like throwing with it. Alright guys, that will conclude today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day and keep fishing.